Hi there and welcome back. So enough on the disorders and the diseases that tells us that something is out of the order, not in order, or something is not at the ease, and that's why it's called disease, right? So what can we do? Prevention is better than cure. What can we do to remain healthy, keep our brain and our mind healthy? So in this video we will focus on those details. So there are growing evidence that indicates that people can reduce their risk of cognitive decline by adopting key lifestyle habits. So remember, the lifestyle habits matters. When possible, combine these habits to achieve the maximum benefit for the brain and the body. It's never too late, never too early to incorporate these healthy habits. So start now. Health does not always come from medicine. Most of the time it comes from peace of mind, peace of the heart, peace in the soul. It comes from love. There is a correlation between the body and the mind. So healthy mind can lead to healthy body can support the healthy mind. It is a two-way street. Being healthy is a way of life. It is not just about what you feed your body, it's about what you feed your mind and the social environment as well. So be mindful about choosing your friends. So what can we do to keep our brain in good health? Break a sweat. Engage in a regular cardiovascular exercise that elevates your heart rate and increases the blood flow to the brain and body. Several studies have found that an association between physical activity and the reduced risk of cognitive decline. So there is a correlation. Got to get sweat. And this is something Alzheimer's Association, they have come up with. This one we were just talking about, break a sweat. Challenge your mind, be creative, play some cards, puzzles, whatever you can to challenge your mind, keep your mind active, remain socially engaged. Some studies link depression with cognitive decline, so seek treatment if you have depression, anxiety or stress. I'm not going to read all that, but read the books, quit smoking if possible. That's the best way to say that. One should not smoke, it's not good. Obesity, high blood pressure, diabetes can have not only the adverse impact on your heart disease or stroke, but eventually your entire body. Heads up, so because injuries can happen, so any injury, we were looking at the traumatic brain injury, be mindful and keep your heads up, right? Proper diet, veggies, fruits, needless to say. So they have come up with some good tools here. Yet another way to summarize those details would be, one study says that learning is critical. So exercise your brain, continue to learn. The life underwriters, they are lifelong underwriters. So they always believe in lifelong learning. Reduce depression risk. There are studies and research that has shown that exercise stimulates in our body the enzymes that can prevent the depressive thoughts. Head and heart, there is a correlation. We talked about do cardio exercise that can help you. The exercise can have the positive impact on having and keeping and sharpening the long-term memory. We can remain better, faster and stronger about all these things. So there was a research done from the University of Illinois, where I am from, that shows that the brain's white matter, now you know the difference between white matter and gray matter, right? If not, refer to my prior videos. More fibrous and compact with physical exercise. The more streamlined and compact your white matter is, the faster and more efficient your brain functions. Boost creativity. Research at the Stanford University found that walking can increase the creativity up to 60%. So if you are of certain age and you feel like I cannot do the cardio exercise, you can even walk. That can also help. Doing something is better than doing nothing. And there are varieties of nuts and fruits and veggies out there that can surge your brain power, from almonds to walnuts to blueberries to broccoli to cauliflower to lettuce, cabbage, apples, gingers. Now there are do's and don'ts. What we should do, we should do. What we should not do, we should not do. So these are the don'ts. Overeating, smoking, lack of stimulating thought, air pollution. There are some negative aspects that we should not be doing. Talking rarely, no breakfast, high sugar consumption, sleep deprivation, working your brain during illness, it's a no-no. This basically reiterates the same thing, so I'm not going to repeat. These are the combination of do's and don'ts. What are the brain threats and what are the brain protectors? The threats are the don'ts and the protectors are do's. And for extra power, do exercise, intellectual stimulation and sleep well. This kind of reiterates what we have been talking about. There are a couple of other details out there, like we have got to prioritize options to have a meaningful, manageable day, our routine, our life, so on and so forth, plus meditation and other aspects that can help. So our brain is like use it or lose it. If you don't use it, you lose it. So keep using your brain. Protect your head. It's not about just wearing a helmet while playing football. It's about buckle up when you are even not driving. It helps. Because remember the TBI, the traumatic brain injury that we were talking about, it can lead to unfortunate consequences. Listen to your thoughts, because it could be a sign of underlying treatable psychosocial condition. Don't abuse alcohol, care for your emotions, protect your head, we already covered that, and build social networks. A man is known by the company he keeps. Okay, so stay safe, stay healthy, understand the correlation between the mind and the body. Healthy mind means healthy body. Healthy body means healthy mind. Try to protect both of them. Take care. Bye now.